everyone. I'm so sorry for today's. I know it should have been online or streaming like about 20 minutes ago, but yeah. Apparently, I updated my my Windows, and it literally threw everything out the window. So I had to reset like all my OBS settings and and as well as my face rate because it reset all my settings on my devices, and it was like, what am I? Why do I? Why do I sound differently? Why do I look differently? And I just realized, like, oh, it must have been that update that messed everything up. So, yeah, I'm super sorry. I'll try to. I'll try to fix these things before, or rather, test these things before I start another stream. But, anyways, yeah. So let's go ahead and hop on right in here. Hopefully, it's like showing a screen right now. Oh, of course. So it also reset my I'm not sure why it resets everything. Yeah, an animated version of Betrayal. No, Betrayal at Baldur's Gate. So that's a board game that's loosely based off of if you've ever played it, it's what was that called? Betrayal on House on the Hill, which is basically like yeah, that board game. Yeah, so I also have that board game. I have the Betrayal at Baldur's Gate, but yeah, it's based off of that of Betrayal on House on the Hill, where you guys explore the mansion, and then one of you guys becomes like the I guess you could say the traitor and stuff like that. Hmm. Wait, what happened? Baldur's Gate and Haunted House on Hill. Oh yeah, I mean they're both fantastic games to play with people. Certainly, I do want to play with those with fellow VTubers, possibly within using what call it, Tabletop Simulator, if anyone has that. Um, oh dear. So here's the problem. Okay, I have another problem. Um, when when I was resetting my you could have that. I mean, I'd be totally down to play if you guys have it. I actually don't mind. That'll be super fun to play. Okay, so when it actually reset all my settings that are loaded from a previous profile, and I don't have Baldur's Gate actually selected or added to this particular profile, so now I have to add it again. Here we go. One moment. Oh, this is super unprofessional, guys. Look at this. What is going on right now? What is going on? Everything's going downhill. Everything is going downhill. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is some on stream diagnosis right here. The little scuff is part of the adventure. Oh yeah, I definitely agree with you. Just adjusting the settings on the fly here. There we go. That should do it. Okay. Okay, so I think we're good to go now. Okay. So this is gonna be like a totally different stream because while we will be playing this in the background, I won't be focusing much on the gameplay. I'll just be talking mostly about my experience in D&D and like I guess the reason why okay, so let's start off with the reason why I got into D&D, okay? So let's go ahead and create a new game here. So if any of you have been, surfing YouTube and I guess other channels, there's this group called Critical Role, and I'm pretty sure that the majority of you out there know who these guys are. They're voice actors, very famous voice actors. By the way, some of those voice actors are actually in Zero Escape as well. But yeah, so they have like this sort of weekly D&D game with other voice actors, and their DM, who is Matt Mercer, who I believe voiced what's his face, McCree from Overwatch. Yeah. So yeah, Matt Mercer voice McCree from Overwatch, and other fun characters. He's such an amazing dungeon master, and he like when he creates a story for these other voice actors, and all of them kind of like play along and like don't really argue that much against them. It just creates this whole overarching world where that like basically an experience that you don't get from any single video game. Like, I understand we're playing Dungeons and Dragons in Baldur's Gate, but there's so many universes, so many different things you could do with Dungeons and Dragons that is just like amazing, and that's probably what got me into D&D in the first place. So actually, we're gonna go ahead into character generation here. Yeah, so around that time, I was like, oh, cool. Like, so these voice actors are playing it. This game is actually pretty fun to listen to. It's pretty fun to it looks pretty fun to play. So I actually started looking around to see what sort of how do I start with D&D, and I got the starter set, and then after that I was like, oh well, if you want more, you have to buy like the player's manual, and then like the monster manual, or the Dungeon Master's Guide if you want to be a dungeon master. And I was like, okay, well, let's see if I can get a group together. You know what happened? Never actually got a group together. So I wound up looking for a group online to play the game. Hold on, I'm just gonna look for a character that looks like me. These guys look. Jeez. This is like old school like illustrations here. Oh, this looks. She looks a lot like me. Kind of. No, but she's kind of got my aesthetic. Oh, look! I think this person looks exactly like me. I'm just gonna choose her. Anyways, yeah. So I actually went online to try and look for groups to join, and I stumbled upon Tabletop Simulator. And if you don't know what Tabletop Simulator is, it's an application where you can basically play any board game you can think of on Steam or on a platform, basically. So like any board game it's on that platform, because people make workshops of board games and then just plant it on there. So you can pretty much play board games for free online, and so that's pretty much where my D&D career started, was going into Tabletop Simulator there. So let's choose a race here. Now I understand this is like Betrayal of Baldur's Gate. It's, I believe, 2nd edition, so it doesn't actually have the Orc class and a couple of the other classes like Dragonborns. But we're gonna go for, I think Remi's more like I'm more like an elf. I think I'll be an elf. There we go. Yeah, so all these different traits and stuff. So yeah, I actually got into D&D that way. I started looking around for groups on Tabletop Simulator. I'm like, hey, I want to play D&D. I'm a new player. Anyone down to play a game? Would anyone be interested in DMing? I could DM maybe. And I eventually stumbled upon this Discord where basically they were all like everyone in Discord was a D&D player, and there was an overarching campaign where we had these mini stories or these mini one-shots that people would do for that Discord, which we considered a guild. And every one shot that everyone did, it contributed to the main goal of that guild. And like, it felt truly like D&D kind of, because we would always be like the reason why we would go on these adventures with these like different guild members, right? Is for the benefit of the Discord, or in that case, they called it the Phoenix Guild. And that was basically how I got into it. I just started playing on that server and eventually became a DM, and then the server disbanded. I started my own for a while, and yeah, of course my server Discord is defunct now. It's no longer present. So let's move on to a different topic here. So for the character generation, I'm gonna choose Sorcerer. So this was actually my first ever character that I made for D&D. So as a sorcerer, but I specialized in, because it's not on here, but in 5th edition, which is the current edition, there's a subclass called Wild Mage, and it basically had all the sorcerer traits, but basically your spells would just be like all like pretty wacky. Like sometimes your spells would go haywire, sometimes they would be beneficial to your party, sometimes they wouldn't, and it like really added to the dynamic of how the game played, for sure. So talking about alignment, so that character that I made was chaotic good, but oh boy, let me talk to you about this alignment system, because I feel that if you really want a campaign where you're going to have fun in the standard D&D sort of like adventure, like from nothing to heroes campaign, what I find usually is that if you tell your players as a DM, like talk to them beforehand and like talk to them about what they want out of the game, right? That's kind of like the one of the things I really highly suggest for new players. It's just like, so for new DMs is to always talk to your players before you start anything and see what they want out of it, because you could either go like, oh, so we're the good guys, or we can be like evil people and we can go around slaughtering people, right? I also never see neutral characters work quite a lot, just because the players who play them, and maybe it's just the groups that I've been in, but they play them like they don't care about anything because they're quote unquote neutral. Yeah, session 0 is very important. Session 0 is very important. Having that sit down with everyone, and I learned this the hard way, because when I started DMing for the first time on that server, it was very daunting for me, because on that server there's really no session 0. It's just, okay, you pick a DM, any one of you can be DM, and then these 4 players are looking for a group, so I'm gonna put them in your group, and then there you go. There, just do a one shot. And there's no session 0 at all, because it's just like, well, these are just pickup games, so there's really no point to like resetting your character, because our characters' levels and stuff would persist throughout the campaign in that Discord. So yeah, it's very important though, if you do find a group out there, to have a session 0, to get everything laid out on the table. And I find it's much better to have those sort of sessions where you have a like a preset group instead of like pickup groups, because pickup groups can be very like iffy in terms of sorry, I'm gonna choose a skill here. I want to specialize in the dagger. Why not? Actually, no, the doors. And then, sorry, I'm gonna go ahead and pick my spells here. So there's a whole bunch of different spells we can pick, but unfortunately, I think I'm going to go for Magic Missile. It's always a nice spell, and Charm Person, even though I probably won't be using this that much. There we go. Yeah, so I was talking about pickup games. So pickup games can be very it can go either way. So it can go very well or very poorly, because the people in that session usually don't know each other. So we could have like conflicting alignments and stuff like that, maybe conflicting personalities of the players themselves. So sometimes it doesn't work, but when it does, it's just like, oh wow, okay, now this is what we call D&D, because everyone's having fun and stuff like that. But usually pickup games, not the best in terms of like consistency of how good the game could be, if that makes sense.
Now you're going to be sorry!
Oh jeez.
I've always been leadership material.
So I'm gonna choose that one. Okay, so let's get into game here. I'm gonna name this person. I'll just name him Remi. Okay. But yeah, so I remember my very first so the very first campaign I actually
Nestled atop the cliffs that rise from the Sword Coast,
I'm
the
gonna be quiet
citadel
here,
of
actually.
Candlekeep houses the finest and most comprehensive collection of writings on the face of Farron. It is an imposing fortress, kept
Farron?
in strict isolation from the intrigues that occasionally plague the
I thought it
rest
was
of the Forgotten
Faerun.
Realms. It is secluded, highly regimented, and it is home. Within these hallowed halls of knowledge, your story begins. You have spent most of your 20 years of life within this keep's austere walls, under the tutelage of the sage Gorion. Acting as your father, he has raised you on 1,000 tales of heroes and monsters, lovers and infidels, battles and tragedies.
Very
However, one story was always left untold, that of your true heritage. You have been told that you are an orphan, but your past is largely unknown. Lately, Gorion has been growing distant from you, as if some grave matter weighs heavily on his heart.
Right.
You have asked about his concerns as gently as possible, but your queries have been in vain. Your sole comfort is the knowledge that he is a wise man, and you know he will tell you when the time is right. Nonetheless, his silence is troubling, and you cannot help but feel that something is terribly wrong.
Oh no.
Today, Gorion has appeared more agitated than ever, and now he has uncharacteristically interrupted your chores in the middle of the day, imparting hurried instructions for you to equip yourself for travel. He has handed you what gold he can spare, but given no clue as to why. Nevertheless, you now stand before the Candlekeep Inn, ready to purchase what you need for an unplanned and unexpected journey.
So right off the bat, that's probably a better that's probably a better start to most comparing to most of my own campaigns that I run, because so it already gives you like the impetus, right? It gives you a reason to basically, you know, go out and adventure, right? It's like, oh, so this is your background. So this is usually how it happens, right? When you start DMing a campaign, you start explaining a bit of the background, and then now you have basically the hook, right? The hook is like, oh, Gorion is now being silent, and now all of a sudden he's telling you, oh, you know, something's you feel as if something's wrong, but he just gave you a bunch of gold. He didn't tell you anything. He's like, go out and buy stuff. We gotta leave for a journey. So this is usually how campaigns start out, in a way. Of course, this can be applied for a group, but in this case, it's like for only one person, right? So it's only for the player character. Oh dear. So as you can see, this is really old school. Okay, so bunch of different equips and stuff like that. Anyways, should I maybe I should talk about like a most recent campaign that I did. So one of the most recent campaigns I've done for D&D was actually the Curse of Strahd campaign. Curse of Strahd, if you don't know what that is, it's probably one of the best pre-made campaigns of the entire D&D line, and I believe it was adapted for 5th edition from like a previous edition, but it was really well loved. It involved the characters basically traveling
My
to...
hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
I love the voice acting in this game. Wait. Can you say that? Can you say that again? Wait. Well, hello there, young one. Come to visit your old pan Winthrop, have ye? Well, don't forget the 10,000 gold piece book entrance fee as per Candlekeep's custom, don't you know? That is outrageous. What kind of fool do you take me for? Stuff your inn and stuff your company? You are always where the big kid or Winthrop. That gets funnier very nearly every time I hear it. Well, perhaps not quite so often, or I fear I do not have that kind of entry fee with me. I suppose I shall return when I do. So as you can see in this game, of course, obviously choices of what to do. Obviously, um, they can't cover every single thing that the player can think of, right? And that's kind of like the beauty of like D&D as well. It's like your players, like you can do all the planning you want as a dungeon master, but your players can just like go off the beaten path, do something you never expected, and you kind of have to like be like, oh man, now I have to think on the spot what to do now, right? Because you never planned for this. So I'm actually gonna choose. You always were a big kid. Just having, just having a bit of fun with ye, my friend. Them monks may be walking about with holes in their nethers, but you know you're always welcome here in my sight. Ryan did well by you, he did. So, is there anything I can do for you? Some drinks, a room to sleep, or anything to buy? Sure, what do you have? Okay, so moving on. Sorry, continuing on my Curse of Strahd campaign. So I ran that approximately 2 years ago, I remember, and I ran it with 4 new D&D players. Okay. Now I've only met these players online. Oh, geez. So I don't think we need to buy anything here. I've only actually met these players online, so they're not real life friends. They're just people I met on Discord that were like, "Hey, we want to try a D&D. We're looking for a DM. Can you do it?" And I said yes. And basically, we sort of had a session 0, but I could tell like from I could tell a lot of them were very young people.
It's hard to find decent folk nowadays.
Very young people. They were kind of not very. They had trouble paying attention. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. And the session 0 went well. I was like, all right, so we're gonna be doing this campaign. So you know, expect. We're gonna do Curse of Strahd, so I expect you guys to make a character, kind of like, and explain, you know, why you are coming to Barovia, which is basically the place where this campaign is taking place. And so I found that the ones that were really into it and that really wanted to play it, so they gave me like their backgrounds and stuff like that. Some of them were like 3 of them out of the 4 gave me really complex backgrounds and stuff like that. Like, one of them I remember gave me like an essay on their background. I'm like,
If you're sure that's what you want.
thanks for the essay, but I did warn you that this particular campaign is your character might not live past the first like couple sessions, just because that's how brutal the Curse of Strahd. If you played it as is, that's how brutal the Curse of Strahd campaign was. And the overarching story of Curse of Strahd was, so basically, you are an adventuring group, and so there's several different plot hooks, but the one I used was that, oh, there was a burgomaster or, you know, a mayor of a certain town that sent a letter of help to the adventurers, basically, and they're like, oh, if you can, my daughter has been bitten by a vampire. If you can come here and, you know, and like solve or like slay the vampire that did it, or, you know, solve the mystery of, you know, which vampire did it, then I will give you basically all the wealth in Barovia that we can give, right? So that's kind of like the plot hook, but obviously it wasn't well thought out. I'm just kind of explaining it on the spot here, but that's basically how I got them hooked on the adventure, right? So that was the plot hook. So the whole overarching story of Curse of Strahd is you basically go to Barovia, find out, oh god, what have we done? This is an actual trap. We can't get out of Barovia because the fogs around Barovia are choking us, and they always send us back in. And talking to the locals, they find out that, well, no one can ever leave Barovia except for the Vistani people, which are basically the people that a long time ago they aided the chief, or the head vampire, or Strahd, in a war long past. And basically Strahd is kind of like this really complex villain So he's pretty much the big bad evil guy, but he doesn't stay hidden until the end. Okay, so Strahd, he comes out to you, right? Because he knows that you really can't do anything to him. He wants to test your abilities. He wants to, well, yeah, he wants to push all your buttons, see what makes you tick. I think something in the book said that he was also looking for an heir of some sort. But anyways, we're getting too far into it because we actually didn't finish that campaign. So what wound up happening? First session went great. Everyone came, and I was like, oh, okay, so so far this is going really well. And then as soon as they got into Barovia, everything everything went downhill from there. Uh, it was just because,
Touch me. I might catch something.
as I mentioned, the campaign itself, Curse of Strahd, it's a brutal campaign to be run like word by word, and it really introduces like horror and paranoia to the players. And so I think I introduced way too much of that because they were just paranoid of every single thing that I was kind of like presenting to them. I'm like, well, this lady over here, like, you know, she's selling pies, right? And everyone's like, no, we're just gonna keep walking past. We're just gonna keep walking past. We're just gonna keep walking past. So a lot of the interesting locations they actually didn't go to because they were just super scared of every single thing. And on top of that, we had one player that actually wanted to go visit these places, but the rest of the players had that mindset where they were just like, nope, it's not worth it. It's too dangerous. This is how my character would act. We would just walk away. We would just avoid it. And it's just like, well, now how do I get them to participate in the story itself? Because at this point, they're just avoiding me. They're not even avoiding me. They're avoiding basically the story itself. They're super paranoid and just like wary of every single thing they do. Okay, so this nobleman is asking me, sorry to have disturbed you. My apologies, I've been knee deep in the tomes of the Keep of Day, and I'm quite the fog as a result. Yes, indeed, you might help me to your yes, indeed, you might help me to your valuables. So it actually, the alignment that we set at the beginning of this game actually doesn't matter. we still get the same. We still get the same like possible responses. Like this right here would be something like an evil alignment, right? But we pick neutral good. Yeah, it's anyways. So yeah, so the first time I actually played with that group, it went well. So that like the beginning part of it, and then second adventure, or rather the second episode or the second part we met up and played.
Away with you, beggar.
We played the Death House dungeon. So that's actually located in Barovia. So they were in Barovia at that point. One moment. What? I certainly hope there's an explanation for this intrusion. Explain yourself. Explain myself. You are some pompous noble, and I'm here to take your belongings. Straightforward enough. I'm just kidding, don't know neighbors. That's not like my character. Anyways, so continuing on. We played the Death House dungeon, and that was
I'm on
the
it
first
like ugly on an orc.
dungeon which basically introduced how absolutely dangerous this place was, because on the way there they fought a bandit ambush, and the bandit ambush they did no sweat. But as soon as they stepped into Barovia and everything, this fog started to like creep up and follow them, and they entered this first dungeon, which they basically got lured into by two children that were on the side of the road. They were just like, oh, you know, our parents are stuck in there. There's a monster attack. You know, we heard a monster growl in there. Are you able to go rescue them or whatever? And obviously, my guys, or rather the people in my in my group, they're like initially wary of the children because they're like, oh, what the hell? What are these children doing here? And I showed them the pictures. By the way, don't show them the pictures next time. Is probably my advice to anyone running this campaign, because The pictures of those children in the book are not the nicest. They don't look like normal children. Okay, they actually don't look like normal children.
No time to chit-chat.
Hi, Olivia. Step into the heat, young one. You need a good fire to warm the chill stares of those monks. Most unhospitable they are. Isn't that so lovely? Oh yes, darling. They are most standoffish. Ah, thank you. I hope you're having a great night too. Yeah, I'm just kind of talking about D&D. Kind of not really paying attention to the game, but it's going to be playing in the background for sure. So I do apologize if you're looking to see a lot of Baldur's Gate gameplay because I'm talking a lot about my personal D&D experience. Alright, so local beer. Okay, I'm gonna go. Anyways, so they stepped into that house, and when the haunting started, I think they lost it. Like, all of them were just, like, super wary of everything. They're like, and I guess this is partly my fault because I told them at the beginning, like, before we even started anything, I told them, hey, so this campaign is brutal. You might want to make multiple characters because a lot of your characters will wind up dying, and they agreed to it, so I thought it was okay, but so they were just super wary of everything. Like, every single door, they would just, like, spend, I kid you not, half an hour just figuring out, like, is there something wrong with this door? Should we poke it with a stick? What's wrong with this door, right? And I'm just like, it's just the door. And you just, like, waste spells and stuff like that, and, oh goodness. Anyways, so we got to basically the climax of that dungeon, which was basically, so they eventually found out that the house's children were long dead in the attic. So those were ghosts that were actually, like, brought into the house. But reading some of the notes inside of the house, they discovered that the residents of that house were basically servants of Strahd, but kind of fell out of favor with him. And what happened was that he cursed the household, and the parents, actually, one of the parents, so the dad had an affair with the maid and had, like, an unborn child with the maid, basically, that was cut out by the father and, like, hid in the basement, which was still alive because it's Barovia. It's creepy as crap. And basically, the players went down into the basement. They found the body of the child, which soon turned into, like, I think it was called, what was one of those things? It's like the big green plant monster. Was it a flesh mound? No. It was like an overgrowth or something. And at that point, a lot of them were getting one shot, and then they were crying bloody murder as I told them that perhaps it would be a good idea to look for other options other than just fighting these things, right? Okay. Oh, goody goody. I've gone and found you first. You are the ward of Gorion, no doubt. I am. What can I do for you? I do not recognize you. Who are you and what are you doing here? Who I am is unimportant, but who you are is very much so. I apologize for this dirty bit of business, but I must seek your death. A pity, I know, but it would seem your head is worth an exceptional amount to me. I kill you myself and need not share credit with anyone.
I'll crush
Okay,
your
so
face, I will. Make you dead and done.
I love it. I'm gonna cast Magic Missile. Ow! Yeah, I'm burning this boy. Magic Missile! Oh, nope. Cast it again. Hey!
It's in the bag.
Kick his ass! Now, I haven't played 2nd edition D&D, but I assume this is how combat is. Okay, yeah, we got this guy. But yeah, so after that whole Hell House incident, my group, or actually those three of the members of the four, the fourth member was actually legitimately trying to...
If you're sure that's what you want.
Remi, you cut yourself above the brow there. What is wrong, child? Something in your eyes tells me that something's very wrong indeed. Oh, Parda, there was a man in there. He smelled like the stables, and he tried to kill me. It was horrible. Hurry then, child. Equip yourself at the inn and go join Grind on the steps of the library. I had a sense something like this might happen. Second edition D&D is a thing. I have a ton of second edition books. Yeah, see, I haven't played second edition, so I actually don't know what the rules difference are from 5th edition. But anyways, long story short, for that particular campaign with that group, players just kind of showed up late a lot, and sometimes wouldn't even show up at all without telling me, and it just kind of got dissolved because no one would show up to the sessions, and it really brought me down as a DM because like, is it me? Is it my DMing style? But the one player that did stay was talking to me when I said that, okay, well, I guess we're disbanding this group because it looks like the interest for continuing this campaign is gone. And he told me that the other players were going to start a group of their own because apparently I made things too difficult and hard for them. And I was just like, well, I did warn you that this campaign, you know, at the beginning, you would be dying a lot. You would be dying a lot. It's not that easy of a campaign to play.
What do you need?
Anyways, but yeah, I do hope that one day I will find another D&D group and we're gonna click and we're gonna have a great adventure. I'll finally be able to finish Curse of Strahd or another campaign of some sort. There's a lot of campaigns I want to try out. Anyways,
Hello, child.
I heard early D&D was also very brutal. I have no time for a lesson, old man. Okay. We're just gonna keep walking here.
These walls contain the world's knowledge.
I am pleased to see that you have taken time to pay tribute to wise Ogma. I was wondering what you had to offer since Temple of Wisdom. Alright, so in this game, you can donate gold, and then it'll like help out with your reputation and stuff like that. I think I'll donate 10 gold. Well, there's some really good stuff in BCMI, and it's pretty great for hex scrolls too. See, I love those. I love using the tactical boards when I DM. It just feels it just feels like a strategy game at that point, in a way.
I should have joined the army.
Okay, let's keep going south here.
Hey,
Well, your father, Grind, has asked me a strange favor. Seems like he wants you to learn some fighting and asked me to be the teacher. So hope you brought your staff with you. I did bring my staff. Hostile creature. Okay, so there's just more tutorial here. So sorry that I'm not talking about the gameplay much. I actually probably should have like got some of my material, my DM notes from earlier. I think it would be really fun to go through my my DM notes and just cringe at the notes that I make. I've been trying to get friends together for BC my Hexcrawl campaign for a while, and I can't even remember what up, but everyone just wanted to play Pathfinder or 5th edition instead. Oh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's hard to get a group together. Maybe we're just looking to looking in the wrong places. Hey kid, I woke late this morning and left my sword in the barracks before going on duty. If you want it, get it for me. It's in the chest at the foot of my bed on the right side of the barracks. Quick now before the gate warrant catches me without it. You'll also find an answer there. I think Japanese one for no offensive. Not that I have time to run a campaign anymore. Ah, fair enough.
Our rules are very strict.
Soon be gone. Will ye? Grind asked me to teach you a bit about the finer arts of mass combat after you leave. Grind's in a hurry, Gate Warden. Fine, teach me what you want. So you were in another So Olivia says, I was in another VTuber stream earlier, and he was talking about being in like 4 D&D games, and I'm like, how do you have time to work, be a VTuber, and play 4 D&D campaigns? That's a lot of free time. I agree, that's definitely a lot of free time. For myself, I think, like I'm a lot older now. Obviously, I'm not very old. I'm not like you know, Marine Senpai old, but I work from home, kind of like a fourth wall breaking here. But I work from home, and I'm also taking lessons from home as well. So I have access to some time where, you know, I'm actually able to play campaigns and stuff, but like 4 D&D campaigns at the same time, or is it like separate? That's pretty crazy. That's a lot of time investment. Hi, Phoenix. How are you, Phoenix? Probably should have just renamed this to just chatting screen.
Shall we continue your lessons?
Okay, so we've got a bunch of some more tutorials here. Anyways, so let's continue on with the game here. I definitely do want to play D&D again. Whether it will be with more VTubers and stuff like that, that's kind of hard to see because rather that's kind of iffy because I definitely have to look for a really good group, like a group that if I had to start another campaign, it would have to be a group that really clicks well together, and honestly just knows what they're doing and knows what they want out of the game, and would be pretty prompt and you know, conform to the schedule, so to speak. I'm gonna walk in here. What is this? This is a bunkhouse.
I've a blade with your name on it.
Oh. Have a great evening, Olivia. Thanks for coming. I love D&D. So Phoenix says, I love D&D, but I don't really have the occasion to play it in real life because my friends aren't the type of people. Oh, I am so with you, Phoenix. I'm so with you. That is the exact same situation I'm in because my friends thinks it's such a nerdy game to play, and I'm like, no, you guys play games like Call of Duty, you play games like Final Fantasy and stuff like that. How can you say that D&D is such a nerdy game? It's one of the greatest games of all time. Is there anything you'd like out of your players? I'm new to D&D and I don't know how to be good. If you're new to D&D, anything I'd like to be out of my that I'd like out of my players is to be, even if you're new, just try to roleplay. Try things out. Ask if you can do things. You know, if you're unsure of something, ask your DM or tell your DM, or you know, I want my players to really enjoy their experience, because if my players are enjoying their experience, me as a DM, I would feel happy knowing that they enjoyed what I put out for them. So basically, just for my new players, or for players overall, what I would ask from them, TLDR, so be on time, very important, because you are definitely impacting, like, you know, definitely the other people around the table, right? Because this is kind of a group event thing, and if you don't show up on time, then you're kind of wasting their time, and you're kind of wasting my time too. Number 2 is pay attention, be active, and, you know, engaged in the story. I can't tell you how many people, like on Tabletop Simulator, I know it's an online environment, but as I'm like kind of trying to explain some lore of the story and stuff like that, people will like play around with dice and stuff like that, or like start drawing on a table, and I'm like, dude, I'm literally trying to explain a story to you, and you are just literally not paying attention to anything. You might miss out on things. Another thing is, you don't need to know all the rules But you know, if you do something wrong and I tell you it's wrong, please do not argue with me. Please do not argue with me as a DM. I'm just trying to make the game go smoothly for everyone. And if you argue with me about like certain rules that you can or can't do, or you know, oh, my character should be alive because, you know, X and X, because in the real life this would happen. And it's just like, well, you kind of failed your dexterity check and you got crushed by that boulder. Sorry, you're gonna have to roll a new character or something like that, right? And I guess the last thing is probably the last thing I want from my players. Respect everyone around the table for sure. Sorry. So two last things: respect everyone around the table, including the DM, and play along to the DM's, like what the DM is trying to throw at you. Obviously, you can throw some curveballs in the DM's direction, but try not to like push the story off track. And then the last one is definitely, if you're not having fun, please tell the DM. Please tell the DM, whether it's because, you know, the story you're playing, or the character you're playing, or you know, maybe it's the people you're playing with are giving you a hard time. Please let the DM know, and if they're a good DM, they'll take your criticism or whatever you have to tell them, and then they will try to mold it so that the game can be enjoyable for you. Because overall, we're all here to play a game, all right? We're all here to have a wonderful time exploring this, you know, unknown world to us. To go around beating the crap out of monsters, or seducing dragons, or seducing barmaids, or whatever you want to play and do in a game. And it really requires that everyone around the table, you know, basically gets along and plays along to the tune of the music, basically, right? So that's pretty much what I want out of my players. So I'm sorry if I'm very vague about that. I'm kind of thinking on the spot, but that's pretty much what I think that players should be aware of. Anyways, let's see. So Soren says, a note from me on that one would be to make sure you understand what your spells and class does. So you're not learning in the middle of the game. Oh yes, definitely. So actually, let's go through this combat first, and then I'll talk about that. You're there. You're Grind's little whelp, aren't ya? Yeah, you match the description. You don't look so dangerous to me. And what business is that of yours? I'll make it my business if and I please. Just thought I'd have me a look at you for myself before I put a blade down your gullet. Someone seems to think you're trouble, so I'm gonna use your head for a ticket out of the gutter. I'm just a little street trash hood, they say, but I'll show them. Uh-oh. I don't have any spells! Alright, guys. Here we go. Hit him with a quarterstaff! I'm missing. I am missing, like, all my attacks, by the way.
I've got the world's
Oh,
biggest
God.
ouchie. I'm on
Run
it.
away,
like
run away.
On an oar. It's in the
Help me.
bag.
Help me! Guards! Guards, help me! I'm just a sorcerer! I'm just a level 1 sorcerer! Help! Guys? Watchers? Guardsmen! Guardsmen! Wait! Come here! Guardsmen? By the way, there's no way that... Am I actually gonna die here? Oh, I died!
Not like this.
And that's the end of our campaign, folks. I'm just kidding. We're gonna load there. This is brutal. Oh, did it not save? It didn't save, did it? No. Yeah, so we're playing on 2nd edition D&D rules. I'm assuming that this is how it would actually go.
If you're sure that's what you want.
Okay. So I'm actually gonna read a bunch of these things. So a note from that is, one would be, make sure you understand what your spells and class does, so you're not learning in the middle of the game. Wholeheartedly agree. If a player knows what their class and, you know, their abilities are, it makes the game
It's in
go
the bag.
that much more smoothly. And on top of that, D&D, the 5th edition, there's been a lot of core rulebooks that have come out that added new classes and new subclasses, and you really need to, yeah, I would advise that people really know what their classes are, because the DM might not own the same core book as you, and you're like trying to play a certain class that is, you know, obviously been added. Like, I believe the new one that came out with the Artificer class, and a bunch of like really cool subclasses for all the current D&D classes. So yeah, it's a bit overwhelming for the DM, because they would have to be like flipping through multiple core books. But if you know what your class does, it would really help facilitate the smoothness of the campaign, so to speak.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
Okay. I fear... So, we're back here again with Winthrop. This is outrageous. What kind of fool do you take me for? Even ever the humorless brat he always wears. But for the reputation of your father, give me endless chance to redeem your manner. I'll tolerate you here today, but bother me not. Oh. So, that's a different...
My hotel's
response.
as clean as an elven arse.
Let me read the other messages in chat. Maybe I can reply to it. So you have to immerse yourself in a world. I use a lot of music to make sure. Oh yes, my fights with my brother because he can understand the rules. Relatable AF. Yeah, I actually haven't considered music in my campaigns, but that's definitely something I want to do. But I'd only use music if it was like something really dramatic is happening, or like a really important plot point to like drive it home, or it's like a really epic thing that happened. But I can see any music being something that you can immerse
It's
yourself
hard to
with.
find decent folk nowadays.
So I'm gonna let's keep walking around here. I'm pretty sure I explored this place. I'm just gonna grab all these quests that we got earlier, and then I'm gonna quick save
No
this
time to
because
chit-chat.
we got our butts kicked.
A pleasure to meet a socially acceptable person such as yourself.
Okay, so let's talk about a campaign
It's in the
that
bag.
I actually want to run in the future. And one of those campaigns would be what was it called? It takes place in Waterdeep. So if you haven't played D&D that much, you know that there are different universes. So there's the Dragonlance universe, there's the Forgotten Realms universe, which Baldur's Gate is in, and I believe this is the one that is the most it's the one of the most well known. Dragonlance actually has a couple books that I read as a kid. I remember, you know, I actually didn't realize it was D&D until after the fact that I read the 5th edition rule book, and it told me in the lore that Dragonlance was, you know, a setting of D&D.
Hello, child. Shall we continue?
I know there's a
your
whole
research?
bunch of other different universes, but anyways, so the campaign that I wanted to play was... I'm not most familiar with MTG crossover due to both being owned by Wizards of the Coast. Oh yeah, they came out with a MTG crossover, didn't they? Yeah, I remember that. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
I'm on it like ugly on an orc.
And also, it looks like, yeah, MTG is also going to have a set dedicated to Dungeons and Dragons as well, so that's going to be pretty exciting. That's going to be really exciting, actually.
I'll crush your
Ow.
face, I will. Make you dead and done.
So, I'm assuming... Hold on. Let's kill this guy. He just, yeah, he crumpled. We have a couple books in the MTG setting. Ebron, right? Yeah, Ebron. And then I believe they have the Critical Roles worlds as well, which is, I believe, like Adventures in Wildemount or whatever.
If you're sure that's what you want.
Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. What was that campaign that I wanted to run? It was the one where, like, there was two books. There was a dragon heist, and then the other one was, oh, that's the one, Dungeon of the Mad Mage. That's a D&D experience I want to run for people because it is there's so many, like, it's actual Dungeons and Dragons, right? Lots of dungeons, 20 floors of dungeons, in fact.
Hello, child. Shall we continue your lessons?
I believe you basically go down, what was it, the Yawning Portal, to try and look for basically the Mad Mage's treasure or whatever, and each floor like has a different theme to it, but the deeper you go into that like kind of dungeon, it becomes more difficult, and like the enemies get stronger and stronger. It's pretty cool. I gotta admit, it's pretty cool. That's something I definitely wanna try. And it's also like, it also harkens back to like the dungeon thing as well, because you're going through like corridors and stuff like that. There's traps, and you know it's your typical dungeon fare. You don't really go to towns, but there can be towns inside of the Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Yeah, that's definitely something I want to try playing.
Hey,
Yeah. So in hindsight, I realized now that maybe playing Baldur's Gate in the background was probably not the best idea when I'm talking about D&D. I probably should have had like something else in the background, my notes. Yeah, as I'm mentioning, my DM notes. My DM notes will make you cringe, guys. It will actually make you cringe. It's that bad. And I wrote this as a kid, by the way, when I was still young. My notes are maybe I'll show them to you sometime. It's quite a read. Very embarrassing on my part, but I made those notes. It's over here. Engaging stream, very much action. Very much talking action, I agree. Yes, very much talking action.
I should have joined the army. I should have joined the army.
You guys are just complaining about joining the army. Alright, so, you know, let's go on with the story here.
Our rules are very strict.
Yes, Kate Warden, please teach me how to control another character. I'd love to see him. I don't have embarrassing childhood D&D notes, but wish I did. Oh dear. Mine are pretty bad. Mine are pretty bad, by the way. Once you've all joined your party, I'm going to summon in several illusions. Common monsters, my encounter received to was keep.
If you're sure that's what you want.
Oh, we now have party members.
I need a swig of some strong dwarven ale.
I think,
Now what?
in Baldur's Gate 3,
hello there.
they use 5th edition, right? So I'm pretty sure they do. That's a lot of them. Let's use, what is this? Wait, what spell is this? Magic missile? Magic missile!
Hello.
We're slaughtering them. Auto attack. This goblin would be dead long past in 5th edition, but since I believe in 2nd edition it was really hard to hit things. I think I've had enough just taking me outside. My notes are very cringy because I clearly remember just like
It's in the bag.
using the word epic a lot. Not the. It was a special time for me when I was still starting out as I was just excited. Yeah, so there's gonna be this epic fight around the corner. There's going to be like 3 bandits and a bandit lord. You know, the bandit lord's got like a scar on his face, and they call him Scarface. And you know, it's gonna be epic. It's pretty much. Goodness. My cringe comes in Roman roleplay forums. I see.
I've a blade with your name on it.
Oh. And what business is that of yours? This is the same guy that killed us last time. Oh. Okay. I'm just gonna... I'll try and hit him. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting gameplay, guys. Game of the year, 2021. Ow! Is this really how bad AD&D was? Or 2nd edition was? I got him! He took 1 crushing damage! Hell yeah! My money's on the bandits! Oh! I got him! Look at that! 6 crushing damage!
It's in the bag. You need something? Now what?
I wish these
It's in the
guys would
bag.
like have something on their bodies that told me who sent them. That's right. I hit him with my quarterstaff that time. Okay. Let's move on.
If you're sure that's what you want.
You cannot save it this time. Great.
Something on your mind?
I heard shouting, Remi. Are you alright? He's dead, whoever he was. He lunged at me with a knife. Oh, Karan, what is happening to this place? It's not this place, child. It's you they're after. Karan is waiting on the steps to the central library. He wants you to go to him as soon as you have bought what you need at the inn. Oh, Remi, I have been your tutor for so many years, and only in this moment have I come to doubt my teachings have been enough. Go to Gorion, child. It is safe for you here no longer. If only I could, in my D&D campaigns, my dialogue is not as good as this, okay? Have you ever, I'm just wondering, because maybe I'm the only DM that does this, but I remember one of my campaigns, I wrote I kid you not, 1-page monologue.
Hello, child.
1-page monologue for a big bad evil guy. Oh my god, it's so embarrassing. Just my players the players are sitting around the table.
If you're sure that's what
and
you
then
want.
This guy basically explains his life story, which is basically like a page long. Oh goodness, I wonder if I can find that note. What a meat-filled night. That hall is just too much. Poor Sam had to go, man. The gate in this morning. I don't know if he does it. What can I do for anyways? I was just wondering if you have any errands to run. Errands? Yeah, actually. I need a quarrel of crossbow bolts. If you can get some off Winthrop at the inn, I'll reimburse you. Oh, very well. There'll be a few coins in it for you too, so you can stop giving me that look. Sorry, young one, but you're not allowed to be in here. Now go run along and do something useful. Sure.
If you're sure that's what you want.
I'm very sure. Okay, so I'm gonna just stop talking about D&D for now and start talking about the game. Yeah, sorry, wrong medium for. I should have just made this a just chatting chat, but it turned out to be not the stream I expected for sure. Okay. So let's
If
go
you're
back
sure
to the
that's
story
what you
here.
want.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
I love him. I love the voice acting in this game. 10 out of 10. Oh, I remember these were also things as well, but I really didn't pay attention to these in D&D. So there's the peasant, the merchant, the noble, and the royal. So each one actually gives you different basically stat boosts if you get the higher level ones. So I'm actually gonna go for royalty. Hey, there we go. Out of all this hubbub, I actually forgot to do a couple things.
It's hard to find decent folk
Wait, where's
nowadays.
Tethro?
It's in the bag.
This is very old school, isn't it? Maybe I should play the most recent ones. Or the most recent one, which is Baldur's Gate 3. But I hear that one is it's not finished yet. It's still in early access, which kind of boggles me because it's in early access, but it's full price for like $80. Is there something wrong with this picture? Am I not getting it?
What do you need?
You played Baldur's Gate 2 growing up, didn't even know it was D&D related? Oh, really? How was Baldur's Gate 2 compared to this? Because I hear it's better than this one. I'm bringing this book back to this lady. I think she's over here. Hello, friend.
Hello there.
Hello. My book! Oh, you remind me of Gorion when you grin like that. Raising you has been hard on him, I know, but he says it's a toil of love, a toil of destiny even. You must be a very special child indeed to draw such praise from a man of his silent nature. Here, take this little gem of mine. Maybe Winthrop will give you a little something for it. Just mini quests like that.
Hello, child.
Hello, child.
Shall we continue your lessons?
No. That guy sounds like
If you're sure that's what you
the guy
want.
from Family Guy. What's his
My
face?
hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
The guy the guy that's into the old guy that's into Chris. Okay, I'm gonna sell this gem. Oh, it's for 7 gold? I'll do it. Hubert, that's his name. Yeah, Hubert. The tutorial, Hubert or Herbert. Yeah, this guy sounds like him. Just listen.
Hello, child. Shall we continue your lessons?
Lashunch. I mean, the end sounds like him, but just a bit more of a higher pitch, and he would sound exactly the same. Okay, so I was supposed to buy like a
My
crossbow
hotel's
bolt,
as
right?
clean as an elven
This
arse.
guy keeps talking about an elven arses. What's up with elven arses? Crossbow bolts, right? I'm gonna go over here.
I'm
Herbert the
on it like
pervert.
ugly on an orc.
I'm on it like ugly on an orc. Oh jeez. Can I go down here, please? All right. I'm just gonna return these bolts to wherever that guy was, the Watchmaster, I guess. If I remember correctly, Candlekeep is the city where what was it? It was like a city
I'm
with
on
a
it, like
really big
ugly on an
library,
orc.
right? Or
I
they had a
should
lot
have
of
joined the army.
repositories of knowledge in the city. Thanks for the gold. I'm leaving.
It's in the bag.
What quest do we have actually? Firebeard Scroll. Firebeard Elven here, an old mage, makes the occasional visit here from Beargost, has left an identified scroll with Tetheril in the inner grounds. I swear without me to run into endless errands, this keep would crumble into the very dust which is spring. Okay, let's go find it. Where's this Tetheril guy? Do I have another quest? I don't. Just this, okay. Let's go find this identified scroll. Do. Pretty sure Candlekeep is bigger than this. This is totally not Candlekeep. Or maybe this is actual size of Candlekeep. Okay, let's go over here. Let's go this way. Where are you, Tetheril? Tetheril? Oh, hello. Are you
The
one
Lord
of
of
these
murder shall
When shadows
perish,
descend upon
but
the
in his doom he
lands,
shall spawn
our
a score of
divine lords
mortal
will walk
progeny.
alongside us as equals.
Chaos will be sown from their
So
passage.
saith the great
So saith the wise
In the year of the
Alando.
turrets, a great host will come from
The
the
Lord
east
of
like a plague
murder
of
shall
locusts.
perish,
So saith
but
the
in
wise
his doom he shall
Alando.
spawn a score of mortal progeny.
When shadows
Chaos will be
descend
sown
upon
from
the
their
lands,
passage.
Are you guys okay?
saith the wise Alando.
What are wait, what is this? What are these guys
So
called?
saith the
Voice of
great
the South.
The Lord of
Alando.
murder shall perish,
The
but in
Lord
his
of
doom
murder
he shall
shall
spawn a
perish.
score of mortal progeny. Chaos will be sown from
Okay, well, I'm just gonna go over here.
so saith the
Tetril, Firebeat has sent you to me, hasn't he? Very well. Return the scroll to him, but then you must hurry and speak with Orion. He's waiting for you on the steps of the Central Library. I assure you, child, it is a matter of greatest urgency. Sure, I'll... There we go. Now we're gonna go and return this. Lots of walking back and forth.
In the year of the turrets, a great host will come from the east like a plague of locusts. So saith the wise Alando.
Imagine voice acting for this game. When did this come out, actually? It's probably like 1990s, right? Or early 2000s?
I'm on it like ugly on an orc.
Where's this Firebeat guy? Hey, Firebeat! I got something here for you.
It's hard to find decent folk
I'm
nowadays.
glad to see that age has not hardened your heart towards an old man such as myself. I'll take all of your identifying scrolls. I have a great use for those type of scrolls. Here, allow me to cast a little spell on you. It will protect you from any evil you might meet tonight. You cast Protection from Evil, which will give me a +2 modifier. Or no, +1 modifier against evil monsters.
It's in the bag.
I think this spell is still present in 5th edition, for sure. I think we should just head in, right? That's probably the best choice of action. Where's the door? Oh, the door's over here.
Hey, it's me, Emmoen.
Oh. I'm surprised that stuffy old Gorion let you away from your studies and chores. That old fiddle-faddle. I snuck off too. Old Puff Guts Winthrop was looking for me. But I've got all day to do chores. You got time for a story time? No, I can tell you don't. What have you been up to? Well, I'm afraid. I'm sorry, child, but not to tell anyone what I'm doing. I must go. You should not worry about yourselves either. Winthrop will want the beds turned down after you're done on the stables. If you say so, you sure picked up a lot from old Gorion. He never tells it straight to me neither. Good luck on your trip, good luck with whatever you are doing. Wait, what do you know of my journey? Lauren has said little to me and less to anyone else. Well, obviously, she looks like a thief. Oh, I know. Old stick in the mud that he is, all worried about nothing, I'm sure. Better go now, because you got a long ways to travel. Not that I would know, especially since I didn't peek at old Mr. G's private letters. No, ma'am, better go now. Bye-bye. Uh-huh. Hot take, the dialogue here is better than the most recent Fallout games. Okay.
Oh, my
Or Elder
child,
Scrolls.
I am
Sorry.
glad I have found
Elder
you.
Scrolls would probably be a better comparison. Jeez. Ah. Oh, but raiders! Hello! Thanks for the raid. Alright, Grant says, this is very unnerving. I know, but you must trust me. It is very important that you pack your possessions so that we may leave Candlekeep immediately. Hurry, for there is no time to tarry. The keep is well protected, but not invulnerable. So I guess we're ready to go. I don't really have anything else to pick up. I guess I could buy some darts from the store, considering that we invested into it. I'm ready to go right now. Just wait a little longer, please, Father. Yeah, can you tell me where we're going, actually? Alas, I cannot, for I have not truly decided yet. All that is certain is that we will be far safer on the move. Perhaps the woods might offer some secluded security, or perhaps the city of Baldur's Gate would offer cover amidst its teeming throngs of people. I do not know where we shall end up. I have a few friends here and there. I will think on this. Shouldn't you have thought of this before you announced that we're going on a journey. We don't even know where we're going. I guess. So what should I bring with me on this journey? My dear child, you should know yourself well enough to purchase the gear you need. I'm giving you what I can spare. So hurry off to the inn and speak with Winthrop. Use your skills as a reference and buy what basics you must. You'll spend wisely. His prices are fair, but you may not have enough gold to purchase all that you would want. Okay, so, I mean... Yeah, that's actually... How much money do we have? We have a lot of money, right, from doing all these quests. Just wait a little longer. Let's go back and buy stuff. Ah, the packing in this game. I'm pretty sure we have a lot of money. Or, how much money do we have? We have 59 gold. That's a lot to purchase stuff. Head on back to the shop here. Let's see what we can get. So
It's
obviously
in the
gonna
bag.
buy some darts because
My
I
hotel's
believe we
as
have
clean as
proficiency
an
in it.
elven arse.
Elven darts. Darts, there we go. Actually, I'm gonna buy several of these. Can I buy anything else? I can't really make use of a lot of these things, considering I'm a sorcerer. Sling, daggers. Yeah, nothing else. I guess this is it.
I'm on it like ugly on an orc.
We equip it. Let's equip the darts. There we go. Alright, we're gonna head on back to Grind. Alright, we're ready to go. Where are we going? Get on back. We'll get there eventually. Actually, I'm gonna quick save right here just in case we die in this next encounter.
You must learn to be patient, child.
Alright, you know, actually, what could possibly harm us here? Why are we even leaving? Candlekeep is indeed a formidable obstacle for ne'er-do-wells, but it's not insurmountable. No matter how thick the mesh, at least one mosquito always finds its way through. Actually, several mosquitoes have found their way through, actually. Considering that we got attacked, I think twice? 3 times? As we were traveling around the keep. No, my child. We must leave as soon as possible for our safety and for that of our friends here. Okay, I guess I'm ready to go right now. Where are we going?
Listen carefully. If we ever become separated, it is imperative that you make your way to the Friendly Arm Inn.
Friendly
There you will
Arm
meet
Inn.
Khalid and Jahira. They have long been my friends, and you can trust them.
Sure. Okay.
Let's hurry, child. The night can only get worse, so we must find shelter soon. Don't worry. I'll explain everything as soon as there is time.
Okay. Well, can you explain as we walk along?
Wait, there is something wrong. We are in an ambush. Prepare yourself.
I don't see anything. Oh, never mind. Oh,
You're perceptive for an old man. You know why I'm here. Hand over your ward and no one will be hurt. If you resist, it shall be a waste of your life.
obvious big bad evil guy.
You're a fool if you believe I would trust your benevolence. Step aside and you and your lackeys will be unhurt.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, old man.
Run, child. Get out of
This guy's got like 20th level spell of Enemy. Oh wow, he made short work of that one. Oh, Fireball? Classic. Classic spell. No, Ryan. Ryan's dead.
Dawn is especially cruel this morning. You awake with the realization that you have not been living some horrible dream. Ambushed, You saw Gorion cut down before your eyes, and even his powerful magic could not stop the onslaught. It was his wish that you flee, but that does not remove the feeling of helplessness that now overwhelms
he
you.
did pretty good for
Hand
just being
over
a
your
solitary
ward,
mage
the armored
versus like
fiend had said. He was after you and you alone, but why?
5 monsters.
If only Gorion had given some clue. But now you are alone and lost. Candlekeep is near, but you will find no quarter there. The readers pay for their serenity with rather draconian entry rules, and without Gorion's influence, their doors will remain closed.
I see.
You will not last long on your own with your meager equipment. Perhaps you can get some help from the friends Gorion mentioned, the ones at the Friendly Arm.
Alright, so I'm assuming we gotta go to the Friendly Arm now. Done
Hey,
there.
it's me, Emmoen.
Oh, hello. Sorry I followed you, but I never got a Candlekeep, and those monsters are such a bore. Never any decent coin or pockets either. I saw Gorion, and I'm so sorry. I kinda figured something bad might happen to you out here. How could you have known? Gorion did not even tell me. I accidentally read a letter on his desk the other day. Can't remember exactly what it said, but he still might have. It might be on his body. Anyway, I'm not gonna let you wander around out here all alone. Never let a friend down. No ma'am. Stick with you until you say otherwise, I will. So I'm assuming she's gonna join us as a party member. Yeah, she did. Okay. Party member number 1.
It's in the bag.
Right. I'm actually gonna head north and see if we can find his body. He said there was a letter on it or something. What's over here? Oh yeah, it is. We can go back to the battleground where you fought those things. And there he is. That's Gorion. Poor guy. I'm just gonna loot your corpse now. Okay. What is this? Personal item. Girdles, generally similar to belts. Girdles are generally similar to belts. Unlike belts, girdles are not used to hold up pants, dungarees, but to carry pouches, scabbards, and the like. Okay, well, I'm gonna put on this belt. And potion of healing. Here we go. So, what does Gorion's scroll say? My friend Gorion, please forgive the abruptness with which I now write, but time is short, and there's much to be done. What we have long feared may soon come to pass, though not in the manner foretold, and certainly not in the proper time frame. As we both know, forecasting these events has proved increasingly difficult, leaving little option other than a leap of faith. We have done what we can for those in thy care, but the time nears when we must step back and let matters take what course they will. We have perhaps been a touch too sheltering to this point. Despite my desire to remain neutral in this matter, I could not in good conscience let events proceed with some measure of warning. The other side will move very soon, and I urge thee to leave Candlekeep this very night if possible. So the other side, I'm assuming, is that armored figure and whatever monsters were killed him. The darkness may seem equally threatening, but a moving target is much harder to hit, especially regardless of how sparse the cover. A fighting chance is all that can be asked for at this point. Should anything go awry, do not hesitate to seek aid from travelers along the way. I do not need to remind thee that it is a dangerous land, even without our current concerns, and a party is stronger than an individual in all respects. Should additional assistance be required, I understand that Jahira and Khalid are currently at the Friendly Arm Inn, so that's probably where it's meant for us to go next then. They know little of what has passed, but they are ever friends and will no doubt help however they can. Luck be with us all. I'm getting too old for this. E. So who is E? I'm just gonna copy this note. And probably click save here. Hey, there's some more gold on it. 47 gold, I'll take that. But I think we should follow the road. I just don't want to wander around in the wilderness. Man, games have gotten a lot farther these days, haven't they? I wish there's a speed up button. There probably is one. I'm just probably not looking for it. But anyways,
Hello there.
hello. Who's this? Is it Apple? Well, a busy day for me today, indeed. Strange noises throughout the night, and now a plethora of people strolling about the wood. You do look a touch more hospitable than the last two I met, though. Well, my stranger, I'm called Olsen. Wonder what choice I should pick here. Stand away from me and very little trust left with the last night's events, and I'll not waste any of you. What would be appropriate for a neutral good character? I think it would be, Actually, let's ask what the two people were in the woods. I doubt these are the ones you seek. They do not seem the friendly type and are far afraid of the end. If you wish to meet them, I left them a moment ago, just up the road. You have to pass them anyway if you wish to go to the friendly arm. There's a crossroads away to me, and his Northman. Could you help me? My foster father and I were attacked last eve, and I'm not sure where to go. I have little to give besides advising you well. Make friends where you can, as traveling alone is almost certain death. You will want to surround yourselves with like-minded companions, lest you risk making enemies in your own party. Aside from this little tidbit of wisdom, I'd say you're on your own. Luck be with you. To you as well. Fairly well, as they say. Okay. Well, so he did see two figures down the road, so maybe they're down over here. Oh, who are these guys? Hello.
Montalon, you are so aggravating!
Oh, look at this picture.
To my demeanor.
A child wandering the wilderness? Surely you must be none too bright traveling these roads. And ye look a bit scuffed too. A fine pair of troubles all your own. Indeed, I can offer you healing potions if you wish as a token of goodwill. I mean, I can't say no to healing potions. I'd be grateful for any assistance. Nothing to fear from these simple potions, and I'll not even hold you in debt, though your conscience knows otherwise. Just like all good people. Perhaps as payment, you would go with us to Nashkel. Okay, so here's the catch. It is a troubled area, and we need to investigate some disturbing rumors surrounding the local mines. Some acquaintances are very concerned about the iron shortage, specifically where to lay the blame in them. You would be useful, though I'll not hold you to it. We are to meet the mayor of the town, a man named Baron Gastkill, I believe. Alright, so I guess we could take this quest. This seems like an interesting quest. Your conscience will be your guide. I mean, there's little else for me to do. I may as well go with you. Although I am supposed to meet people at the bar, or whatever this place, or the inn, friendly arm inn. I think I would join with you, but it must be someone first, or we could go with them. Actually, let's go with them. I may as well go with you. Goody good. We should make haste to Nashkel, just a short way south of here. Onwards, intrepid friends. Rein it in, wizard. I can't stand the way your senses fled about. We just travel in peace. So how do we get to Nashkel again? Wish for me to travel to Nashkel. I guess we're going to Nashkel. I don't know where that is though. Let's check out the map. Yeah, do we go south? Wait, what did it say? We should make it to Nashkel just a short way south here, so we gotta head south. Lots of exploring in this game. Sorry, Chummy, but I can't stop the chat. There's been another caravan raided northeast of Baragost. I must report these dire straits to the Grand Dukes. The messenger's work is never done. Okay, so I'm actually gonna probably leave this map. Let's go over here.
I'm
Oh, there,
on it
Wander.
like ugly on an orc.
Stay thy course a moment to indulge an old man.
Oh, who's this guy? Hello there, wanderers. Stay thy course a moment to indulge an old man. It's been nigh unto 10 days since I've seen a soul walking this road, and I've been without decent conversation since. Traveling nowadays appears to be the domain of either the desperate or the deranged. If thou wouldst pardon my intrusion, may I inquire which pertains to thee? Not to imply anything, but how do you measure up to your own standards? Pestering strangers about their mental state doesn't seem all that well adjusted to me. Fair point! Point well taken, and thou hast answered my query most adequately. I shall think of thee as determined. Instead, I shall trouble thee no more, as thou art more than capable of the task at hand. This guy, they use some really old ass English, don't they? North is the Friendly Arm Inn, where I am certain thou shalt find trustworthy friends awaiting. I have said too much and taken too much time from thee. Fare thee well. How do you know I have people waiting there? Wait, where are you going? Hold on. Come back here. I have questions. I have questions. Come. You ran away from me. Oh well. Very suspicious. Very suspicious old man. Ah, okay, we got combat here. Well, we're just gonna go ahead and start throwing darts.
Something troubling you?
Ye spoke
You
at
can
me?
attack, and you can
You're a
attack with
queer
your bow.
fellow.
Your voice is ambrosia.
My blade will cut you down to size.
It just dropped.
Hardly
Okay.
worth my time.
I guess there's nothing to loot there.
You need something? It's in the bag.
So, Coastway, Friendly Arm Inn to the north, Beargoss to the south, Lions Way west to Candlekeep. I mean, we can drop off at the inn, right? Pretty sure we could drop off by the inn. Or drop by the inn, sorry. Can we attack that thing? I ever wanted to just shoot an eagle out of the sky in a D&D campaign?
Hello, pal.
Hello. Who are you? If you don't mind, please try to keep voices down. There be beasties about with better hearing than we. You seem quite at home out here. What's the most dangerous thing you've seen? The most dangerous thing I intentionally went after? Stalked an ogre mage for a few days once. Had a party of me own back then. Killed the ogre, lost the party. Not really worth the trade, if you ask me. I've seen more dangerous species, but usually over my shoulder as I'm making tracks as fast as I can. No shame in running when your life is on the line. Off with you now, I've meat to catch. What a pleasant fellow. Alright, quick save? There we go. Alright, let's go to the inn. There we go. Travel! Are we sure this is an inn? It looks like an actual castle.
I'm on it like ugly on an orc.
I
Hello.
should have joined the army.
Welcome to the Friendly Arm. I trust you know the rules of conduct within. There are rules? What kind of rules? Perhaps rules is a touch too formal. It is unwritten but accepted. But while herein, you will act with the utmost of civility to all other guests. This is neutral ground, and all grievances are left at the gates. If the grievances come in, then you will go out. Enjoy your stay. Sure, I guess. So, it's pretty much neutral ground for everyone then. What's in here?
Sleepy time can't come soon enough.
Hello, friend.
Hello there.
Tain't even safe to travel to Nashville no more. I've been stuck here for weeks upon weeks. Nothing to do but sit and drink. Not that I'd do much different anywhere else, but I'd like to have the option. So it looks like Nashville's having a bit of a trouble. Even with its roads leading to it.
It's in the bag.
So I actually never understood this about D&D, but like what's the policy of just walking into someone's home and like raiding their crap? I'm pretty sure this would get us arrested.
What you want? This way.
Can you lockpick that? Please? Lockpick? Lockpick failed. How about you?
Better be
Pretty sure I have two thieves here.
Lightly, Taskmaster.
Oh, lockpick failed.
Now what? If you're sure that's what you want.
Yeah, I always found it weird that you can walk into houses and just start looting stuff and no one will care. Version breaking.
I'm on it like ugly on an orc.
All right, let's keep going. Is this the end? Like this entire place is the end then? So I guess we gotta look for those two people. What are their names? Kalheed, Jahir, and Khalid. Hey, come back here. Remi encumbrance load. Oh, I have way too much, huh? Here, I'll give this to you. And you can keep that, and you can take that. I'll probably just offload this stuff.
Glad to meet you, friend.
Now, I cannot even afford a sword to do fool's work of veteran. Weapons ain't cheap like they used to be. And chances are they would break pretty quick too. Something seems to be wrong with the metal. What's wrong with the metal, I wonder?
You said something?
I'm in no mood to speak with you. Get out of me face. Well, I can change your tune.
If you're sure that's what you
Wait,
want.
come back. Come back. Come back. I can change your tune. I'm gonna cast Charm Person on you. And you're gonna be my friend.
You said
Hey,
something?
talk to me.
You need something?
You said something?
Now what?
Talk.
It's in the bag.
Wait, talk to me.
You said something?
Sorry, buddy, but I'm just simple folk and don't know anything about politics and such. Okay, so I guess that was a waste of a spell slot.
You need something?
Let's keep going. Ooh, is that a chest there? It's not.
Life's been getting prickly on my eyes.
Damn it, my plow broke apart like it had rusted out in a single overnight. How's a man supposed to get any work done and make his living? You have to keep prices down if I have to plant everything by hand. Iron in this region seems to deteriorate for no known reason. Sounds like magic to me. Hello.
Hello?
There's to be no fighting or stealing within sight of the walls of the friendly arm, and aggressors will be punished to the full extent of frontier law. Very well.
Hi, friend.
Oh, hello. Hi, friend. I've not seen you here before today. What brings you to the friendly arm? I mean, nothing much, really. Just road-worn travelers looking for a place to rest. I see, I see. Pardon my being too forward, but you've the bearing of someone I've been looking for. About your height, they wear the same style of dress or thereabouts. I dare say you seem to be a spitting image of them. Might you have traveled from Candlekeep by any chance? Is this one of the guys that we're supposed to meet? Actually, yes, I was there until quite recently. Well, that just about clinches it then. By any wild stretch of the imagination, would your name happen to be Remi? Why, yes, good sir. That is my name. It would seem that I am the one you have been looking for. Yes, well, it would. In that case, don't move. I have something for you. Oh, really? Wait, what? You just started attacking me.
Stop touching me!
Okay, well, I'm just gonna
Now
unload
what?
my full burst. Magic missile.
What needs he dead?
You can attack.
Yep.
You can attack.
My blade is down to size.
And he just got cut down, just like that. Okay, well, I'm gonna pick
It's
up.
in the bag.
Can I pick
Something
this up?
troubling.
If I must.
You need something? It's in the bag.
Whoa, 58 gold. Order staff. Look at all these spell scrolls. And the scroll over here as well. Let's check this out. Bounty notice. Be it known to all those of evil intent that a bounty has been placed upon the head of Remi, the foster child of Gorion. Last seen in the area of Candlekeep, this person is to be killed in quick order. Those returning with proof of the deed shall receive no less than 200 coins of gold. As always, any that reveal these plans to the forces of law shall join the target in their fate. Oh, geez, so there's a bounty on me. Copy this. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and quick save here. And let's go ahead and enter the ring.
Now what?
Hey, friend.
Hello.
Good to meet a fine sod such as yourself.
Oh, who's this guy? I can't sound the way the roads are cut off these days. Me uncle's in Baldur's Gate, and I can't get in there to see him. How come the roads are cut off? Where you been these past few months? The roads are crawling with brigands and bandits after every scrap of iron you got on you. Surely you must have fled some on your trip here. Best you came by the west road, that is. Well, for your sake and mine, I hope the roads clear up soon. Wait, why is the west road still open? If there's ever a book shortage, that road to Candlekeep will be the most dangerous of them all, I assure you. But these folks are after metals that are sticking mainly to the larger trade routes between Baldur Gate and out. And guess what? This here's inn is smack dab in the middle of it all.
If you're sure that's what you
there's another
want.
plot for us. So actually, I think this is where we're gonna stop. So it's been quite a long night for me. So I'm a bit tired. So let me just close this down here. I want to thank you guys for watching. Sorry that the stream couldn't be a bit longer, but I did have some technical difficulties in the beginning that kind of threw everything in a wrench, or threw a wrench in everything, so to speak. So yeah, I do apologize for that. But we will be back again tomorrow at 10 p.m. EST with Zero Escape. We're gonna continue it. Part 2 of the series, so hopefully you guys will come and watch that. That's gonna be very exciting. And until next time, guys, have a great night. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye.